Hello guys and welcome back. So in the previous video we have created the pickup item script. Now the player is able to collect these items. Now we need to create an inventory in which we will store all of these items. So for that, right here in the player UI and health folder, let's create a new C# script by the name of inventory. So let's open this up, and right here remove the start and update method at the top. Let's add a header and name this as weapon1 slot. Then in here we will create a reference to the weapon1, which is the sword. Okay, and that sword, as you know, is inside the player hands. Okay, so that is a reference to that sword. Then after this we will create a bool by the name of is weapon1 picked. It will be by default equals to false, and when the player picks it up, then this will be set to true. Okay, then after this create another bool by the name of is weapon1 active, and what this will do is when this is false, then we will know that the player doesn't have the sword in her hands. And if the weapon1 is active, or you can say if it is true, then it means that the player has the sword in the hand. Okay, and we will be activating and deactivating the sword on the keyboard button 1. Okay, and then 2 3 4 5 6 7, in all of these buttons we will be setting different types of weapons. Okay, so now after this let's create a reference to the single melee attack script, and let's name this reference as single melee attack script. Okay, this is the script in which we have the functionality for the sword attacking. Then let's create another bool which will be by the name of fist fight mode, and this will be equals to false. Actually this bool is not related to the weapon1. Okay, this bool is just for the fist fighting, for activating the fist fighting. Okay, and as you know, when the player doesn't have any other weapon in the arms, okay, and then if the player presses the left mouse button, then we will activate the fist fight mode. Okay, this will be then set to true, and when this is set to true, then the player will be able to perform kicks and punches. Okay, so now after this let's create another header, and this header will be weapon2 slot. Now in here we will first of all create the reference to the weapon2, so we will simply say right here weapon2. Okay, this will be the reference to the rifle which we have set it in the player hands. Okay, then after this everything else will be the same just as the weapon1, but we just need to change this to weapon2 right here. And then we need a reference to the rifle script, because the weapon2 slot will be for the rifle. Then after this we will create another slot which will be then for the weapon3. Okay, so change this to 3 right here as well, and change it accordingly. And the weapon3 is, as you know, the bazooka, so let's add a reference to the bazooka script right here. Then after this we will be having the weapon4 slot. Okay, and as you know, the weapon4 is the grenade, so let's add a reference right here to the grenade thrower script, and name this reference as grenade thrower, but make sure that the G and T is small. And also make sure that right here, as you can see, name these weapons correctly. Okay, weapon1, and then is weapon1 picked, weapon1 active, then for the weapon2, weapon3 and weapon4. Okay, name them correctly step by step. Now after this let's add another header by the name of scripts. Okay, and right here we will create a reference to the fist fight script. This will be a reference to that script. Okay, then after this we also need a reference to our player script as well, so you will say public player script, and let's name this as player script as well. Then we need a reference to the animator as well, so we will say public animator, and we will name this as anime. Now if we save this inventory script and get back to Unity, let's click on the player. Let's drag and drop the inventory script right here. Okay, now as you can see, these are all of the references which we need to attach now. So first of all we need to attach the weapon 1. So for that, if we open up the player, let's go inside the spine, and then in the right hand we have the weapons. Okay, so let me click on the player right here. Okay, we have the bazooka active right here, so let's deactivate that. Okay, then we have these 3 weapons as you can see. So let's click on the player, and the weapon 1 will be the sword, so drag and drop the sword in there. Then it needs the single melee attack script, so here is the single melee attack script. Drag and drop it, and make sure that you turn off this bazooka script as well now. Okay, because when this bazooka is picked up, okay, if this is true and the active is true, then this script will work. Okay, I mean we will activate that by using our code. Okay, but that is for the future. For now let's just ignore that. Okay, just simply add the sword and the single melee attack script. Then we need to attach the weapon 2, which will be the rifle. So this is the rifle, drag and drop the rifle, then the rifle script. Okay, then weapon 3 is the bazooka, so drag and drop the bazooka and then the bazooka script. Okay, then weapon 4 slot is for the grenade. So as you know that we don't have the grenade right here set up in the player hands, so what we will do, we will first of all set up the grenade. If we go inside player model rifles, we have this grenade source right here, so just simply drag and drop this inside the right hand of the player. Okay, so as you can see, this is the grenade. Let me reset it. Okay, and move it right here, then rotate it like this on -90 on the y-axis, and move this inside the player hand like that. Move it right there, and that will be it. Okay, so make sure that you add the grenade like this. Okay, and then click on the player. Now we have the weapon 4 as well, so if you click on player, let's drag and drop this grenade in the weapon 4 slot right here, and then the grenade thrower script. Okay, and guys, make sure that you deactivate the grenade thrower script now as well. Okay, and then after that, add it in the grenade thrower reference. Then we need to attach the fist fight script, so here is the fist fight, drag and drop it. Then we need the player script, so here is the player script, drag and drop it. Then the animator, so here is the animator, drag and drop it in there. Okay, so as you can see, this is the inventory script and it is ready. We have added all of the references. Now in the next video we will store the picked up item inside our inventory, since our slots are now ready.